this video, I'm going to break down a lot of life lessons that I've learned in sales that I still use to this day, or lessons that have impacted me, and I'm going to share them with you. So if you haven't checked it out yet, be sure to go watch the video that I just dropped yesterday, and that was how sales changed my life and how it could change your life. And it was just a journey, a story about, my sales journey. So I've been at this for 20 years. And so I've learned quite a few things along this journey. And so we'll start with the first one, right? First and foremost, we already have it established. Sales can change your life, but it's not about selling a product. It's more so about adopting a different philosophy. So the first lesson that I've learned when I'm sitting here and I'm reflecting on it is sales is a contact sport, right? Sales is not something that you can kind of have one foot in and one foot out. You got to be all in. You got to be committed to it, because if you're not committed to it, then it's not going to go well for you, right? Because what happens is, well, for me personally, I don't learn being on the sideline. I don't learn from seeing, I learn from doing. And so you can read all the sales books you want. You can, ask people what they thought about X, Y, and Z all you want. But until you experience it, you're not gonna be ready. And so you got to get out there. You got to experience it. You got to get out there. You got to get in the trenches. Don't be afraid to get your hands dirty. Just go all in on something, right? If you're an entrepreneur, if you're not an entrepreneur, if you're trying to figure out your next move and you are in corporate or something like that, and you have never been in sales, and then it's time to get in the game and play this contact sport, because it really can change your life. So I really learned about the importance of not being afraid of contact, right? I played football when I was younger, and it's kind of like those Oklahomas, like, don't be afraid to go seek that contact, because that's where you're going to really see what you made of, right? So that's the first lesson. The next lesson that I have for you guys is success is simple, but it's not easy. Success is simple, but it's not easy. And so what I mean is, we know what we need to do. We all know what we need to do. If you want to make more money, you need to make more money. If that comes with getting a different position, you got to do whatever you need to do to get that position, right? Like, we know what we need to do, but that is why it's so simple, but it's not easy. And what makes it not easy is all the external, right? And also you as an individual, because we make things a lot harder than they have to be. And so a lot of times it's because you're living in your head. You're living in your head. You have to stop living in your head, and you have to start living in forward motion. And so something that I've learned is just it is so simple, but it's not easy. And that's why you'll see people who are super regular and super ordinary, but because they master certain things, they are experiencing things that very few people will be able to experience, right? So it's simple, but it's not easy. I really want you guys to just ponder on that and think about, what does that mean? In what ways of your life have you been making something that's simple not easy? In what ways in your life have you been making things harder than they have to be, right? So that's another lesson that I learned. Another lesson that I learned is everything is true and everything is a lie at the same exact time. That's very, very powerful. And what I mean by that one is, you have to know the power of your mind. You have to know that your mind is literally like a field of soil and dirt. And if you plant any seed in this dirt, it's going to grow, because it's going to rain, right? The seasons will happen, and the weather will change, and that will nurture the seeds that are growing below ground. But you have to understand that your belief system is going to validate your belief system. you're going to validate your belief system. Your belief system is going to validate you and your actions. So if you're walking around and you don't have any sales and you're like, man, this ain't for me, then of course it's not for you. If you walk in there and you like, this is for me, of course it's for you, right? Like, period. It really is about what are you deciding to believe, whether it's going to be productive for you and beneficial in your life, or whether it's going to be detrimental, right? But at the end of the day, it's all true and it's all a lie. But you get to decide what is true and what is a lie. So that was a very powerful one that I learned as well. Another one that I learned was, it's all your fault. It's all your fault. Period. How often have you, and keep it real with yourself, or you've known somebody or seen somebody and it's never their fault? It is never their fault. It doesn't matter what somebody says. It doesn't matter what happened. It's never their fault. That person is going to run in circles, and they're going to keep repeating the same things over and over again because they're not saying, this is my fault. Whether you win or you lose, it's your fault, right? In the game of sales, if I go make 30,000, that's my fault. Because life is a cause and effect, right? I caused something and I had an effect. But if I don't make that 30,000, that's my fault too. It's all my fault. And that is once again, like I said, this is a life lesson. A life lesson. Everything that I'm saying right here, I put it in my actual real life outside of sales and trying to make money, right? It is all your fault. And when you learn how to say, this is my fault, you get to give yourself the power back, and you get to put yourself in a position where you can change things. But if it's never your fault, then it's always going to be somebody else's responsibility to change your life, and it's not anybody's responsibility to change your life. So it is all your fault. It's a very powerful lesson that I learned. Another one is, nothing is real until it's real. Nothing is real until it's real. There's been so many times where, like in solar, I've closed a deal, and the next day the customer cancels for whatever reason. Now, if I close that deal and then I'm like, yeah, I got 12,000 on the way to me, and I start planning based off of that 12,000 and I think is coming, I'm going to disappoint myself when that customer cancels. And once again, in life, I need to only bank on what is deposited into my account. I can't base my life and my decisions and my excitement and how I'm feeling about what might come in the future. That's not a good look. That's not a good way to live. So it's not real until it's real. What in your life are you banking on that's not even here yet? What if you just stop that? Right? It's okay to visualize, but it's not okay to think that the visualization is the work that's going to get you where you want to get to. It's a contributing factor, but it's not a determining factor. Right? So really think about that. Really think about that. That's something that I use every single day, and I don't bank on anything that isn't real yet. Right? And it has to be real to you. So when I first got into solar, I was like, I'm about to make this happen. Period. And I just remembered that. And I banked on my ability to know that I could make it happen. But I didn't make any plans off of any money until the money was actually made and it was in my account. Right? And then when I started seeing the momentum, I was like, all right, cool. But I was focused on the creation of, rather than like the end, like living in the future without taking the work. So nothing is real until it's real. And it's okay for that to be a fact, because this is just a part of life. Another one I have for you guys, this is a really good lesson right here, is SW.SW.SW. And what that stands for is some will, some won't, so what? Some people are going to buy from you today, some won't, so what? Some people, it's going to take them a month to buy from you, some won't, so what? Some people are going to tell you, get out of my face, some won't, so what? Some people are going to be nice to you, some won't, so what? Right? Some will, some won't, so what? Don't worry about all these people out here. Don't worry about what they're saying. Don't worry about their reaction to you doing your job and trying to change your life. Don't worry about those things. You have to understand the law of averages. If you do a certain, take a certain action long enough, you'll get a certain result. You don't have to worry about, living in fear and things like that and being scared of taking certain moves. But you have to understand that some will, some won't, so what? Don't worry about why a customer didn't sign up with you or didn't buy your product. That's okay. Some will and some won't. And so what? You have to develop a so what mentality. Otherwise, you're going to always be mad at other people for doing what they are doing, that what they feel is best for them. You feel what I'm saying? So this lesson has really, really changed my life. And I learned this lesson back when I was in real estate. And I've kept it with me, all up to this point. And I'm going to continue to, because some will, some won't, so what? I always tell myself that, and it just helps me stay level-headed. Right? The next lesson that I learned is personal development is a non-negotiable. Non-negotiable. Now, I've been in sales organizations where people weren't developing themselves and they were just making the money, and that's great. But my question would be, do you want to just make the money, or do you want to feel good while the money is coming? Do you want to know that you're doing the right things with the money? Do you want to feel more fulfilled? Do you want to feel at peace with your life? Or do you just want to be making a lot of money and be spiritually bankrupt? Like, do you want to be spiritually bankrupt? I'm pretty sure you don't, because you're watching this video. So you have to accept the fact that personal development is non-negotiable. You cannot weasel your way out of working on yourself and developing yourself in every aspect. Don't just work on one thing, because then you're going to become one-dimensional. Or two-dimensional at best, knowing how to make money in the other category. But if you can focus on, having more of a full circle approach to everything, your life is going to be better, and it's going to be more fulfilled. It's going to be more balanced, and you're going to feel better about life. Don't only focus on money. This is a big mistake I see people make, is they're only focused on the money, and then their health starts to deteriorate. Right? And then after that, it's over. That's one of the biggest things. A lot of people make a lot of money, but they don't have time, and so they neglect their body and their health. And then down the road, they're using that money that they work so hard for to buy their health back. But what if you just did both at the same time? What if you was getting money and you was in shape? How much better would your life be? How much more would your people in your life that you care for appreciate you? You would be able to show it better if you was in a better mental space, better head space, a better physical space, right? So personal development is a non-negotiable. Like, read the books, go to the places that you need to go to the events that you need to go to, do the meditations, do whatever you need to do that's going to pour into you and allow you to produce at a higher level and be a higher level individual, right? So just make sure that you understand that personal development, it truly is a non-negotiable. The next one I have is, we got a couple more, but save your money, because one day it's gonna save you. Now, I heard this quote a while ago, some years ago, and it really resonated with me, because there is something in people that makes them want to spend more money the second that they make it. It's like it's burning a hole in their pocket and they have to spend it. But I want you to know that you don't have to spend the money. Be responsible. Put your money up, right? I'm not saying, hoard your money and don't experience life. But what I am saying is shave off a little percentage of your money and really put yourself in a position where you're not financially stressed. Because one day you're going to need a certain amount of money. And if you was out here, wilding out and just letting the money go because you thought that you could just go make it right back, you going to be in a world of trouble and a world of hurt. And then you going to start to wise up and you realize like, man, I could have just put that money over here and had it make me money and then use that money, right? Only buy the frivolous shit off of the profits from your investments or the profits from your hustles, your side hustles. But don't take money that you're working hard for and go and just buy something that ain't got no value and it's not bringing you anything back, because you're going to be on a hamster wheel of life. So save your money and one day it's going to save you. So if you're rocking with these lessons, man, drop something in the comments below and let me know what kind of hits you. And be sure to subscribe and share this with a friend or share this with somebody, because I know that this stuff is really good and it can really help a lot of people. So let's spread that message. Now the next one I have is do more than what you're paid for, and you're gonna get paid for more than what you do. Right? Do more than what you're paid for, and you're going to get paid for more than what you do. Now, there's a book. It's called The Leader Without a Title. Read this years and years ago, but it's not about a title. That's one thing I've learned. It's not about a title. And you got to understand how this manifestation game works, right? So what happens is, you put a whole bunch of energy into something and you're not seeing no results right now, right? But then out of nowhere, something happens and it gives you a sign, and then something else happens, and then you starting to live this life full of blessings, and you're like, damn, where's all these blessings coming from? It's coming from all the seeds that you've been sowing years ago. That's how it works. It's called the law of the farm, right? The law of the farm. You have to plant seeds in order to get what you want. But if you're worried about a title and that's the only thing that's not allowing you to plant those seeds, you're not going to reap a harvest, right? Don't wait for a title to get busy. Don't wait for a title to do more. Don't wait for a title to be more. Don't wait for a title. Go do more, because people are going to take notice of it. And then they're going to see you on the level of how you're producing and what you're doing, instead of who you actually are or what position you might have right now. So the main thing is, like, you want to be able to make money in the future off of your leverage, and your leverage being all the times you was given when nobody else was giving, all the times you was given when you could have kept it to yourself. But if you do that, the longer you give without expectation of anything in return, the longer you're going to be blessed. And so, that whole philosophy of like, do more than what you're paid for, and one day you're going to be paid for more than what you do, I feel like that's very profound and it's very powerful. So don't focus on the things you don't want. Only focus on what's coming to you. That's another lesson that I've learned as well, right? Focus on what's coming to you. But you have to be willing to do more than what you paid for, because how are you ever going to be paid more? Right? Think about it. If you go get a job right now, you are not going to get a check for 2 to 3 weeks. Why is that? Because in this world, in this game of life, you don't get anything without giving something. And so it's the same thing in life and sales and entrepreneurship. You have to give before you can get, right? So do more than what you paid for, and one day you're going to get paid for more than what you do. And the kicker is, we don't know what day it's going to be. We don't know when it's going to come. So you just got to focus on doing. And another lesson that I've learned is, you are the epicenter of all of your opportunity. And this, I feel like, for me, this is the deepest one. This is the most profound one. Because there was a time where I was like, man, can I keep this going? It's feeling too easy. But then I had to realize, like, yo, I'm experiencing what I'm experiencing because everything that's inside of me. I'm the reason for my season, right? You got to learn how to give yourself credit, right? The world is so busy trying to humble you and make you not believe in yourself and make you not give yourself credit. But understand that, like, you are the reason why you not where you at, but you also the reason why you where you at. Give yourself credit. Big up yourself, right? You are the epicenter of all your opportunities. So I want you to think about some things you want to experience in your life, right? All you got to ask yourself is, what do I need to do right now that's going to get me there? And then when you live in that energy, you start to attract those things and those opportunities. And then you start to realize that it was all inside of you the whole time. Right? You are the epicenter of all of your opportunities. Don't ever forget that. There's a song by Nipsey. He was like, when you notice that you're great and you've been a whole time and it slapped you in your face. And this is exactly what I'm talking about. You have the power to experience whatever you want to experience. It don't even matter. The most wild shit that you could think of, you could experience. But you got to understand that you are going to be the reason why it happens. Nobody else. Even if you get an opportunity from somebody, the opportunity came because you decided to go down that path. The opportunity came because you decided to show up how you show up. You are the epicenter of your whole life. You are the epicenter of all your opportunities. You are the epicenter of all your blessings. You are the epicenter, right? You are the reason why all this is happening. So if it's not where you want to be, you got the power. You got the power. Nobody else. Can't nobody do nothing to you. Can't nobody make you make less money. Nah. You are the reason. So understand that. Understand that and live it. Don't just watch this video. Let this video change your life. Let this video change how you think. Let this video do something for you. Right? My intention on all of these videos and this whole YouTube channel is to change your life. I don't even know who you are, but it's to change your life on a cellular level, not on a superficial level, on a cellular level, right? So take this stuff and live it for the next 30 days and just see what different stuff you experience. You're the epicenter of your life, right? Some will, some won't, so what? Right? Stop counting stuff before it happens. It's all your fault. This is life lessons. I had to suffer to learn these things firsthand. I had to go through a lot of shit to learn these things firsthand. Right? So understand what's being said here. So sales can change your life. Right? These lessons that I've learned through me changing my life, I'm giving to you so that hopefully your life can change. You could turn your life up. I don't care how much money you're making, right? This could change your life and help you make more. I don't care how much money you're not making, because money don't make the person. That's another thing I learned. Money don't make the person. The person makes the person, and the person makes the money. And that's why you are the epicenter of all your opportunities, right? And another thing is, like, you have to understand that you have to be able to recognize what value is and what value means. Value is not money. Value is not a Rolex. Value is not a nice watch. Value is not a nice car. Value is the lessons that somebody learned in the pursuit of getting these things. See, all this materialistic shit is all just trophies, right? You get a car, you go park it in the garage. That's no different from having a trophy and it's in your case, right? You get that watch, you go out, you wear it, you come home, and then what? You take it off. You put it in where you put your watches at, right? It's a trophy, but it's not your identity. It's not who you are. So never put no man on no pedestal. Don't put nobody above you. right? You are the biggest player in your movie. You are the biggest player in your league. Don't put nobody above you, because when you do that, what happens is you give them power over you, your life, your ability to make decisions, and your thought process, right? So keep yourself first. Do what's best for you. Lock in. Know your KPIs, your key performance indicators. Know your numbers. Know what you need to do to make it happen, right? I could have talked about like sales specifics of like numbers and stuff like that, but the life thing is what I really like to focus on, the real mindset of it, because the mindset, it just is so intangible, but that's the most important part of this whole game of sales, of life, of business, of entrepreneurship, everything. It's about your mindset and how you thinking. And if you got poison up here, it's not going to be a good situation, right? So I hope that this was helpful. I hope that you got some really good value, some gems, and some takeaways. Share what your takeaways are down below in the comments. And, be sure to subscribe to this YouTube channel. I hope you enjoyed this 2-part series right here. Just being able to talk about the lessons that I learned from sales. And yesterday we talked about my sales journey. So if you have not watched it, be sure to go watch that video. And just always remember that you have the sauce, you got the juice. You just got to believe that the fact that you actually have it. You don't got to go out to the store and go buy it. You got it. And if you don't have it, you got all the ingredients to be able to make a world-class juice to sauce, right? You have it. So never forget that. Always believe in yourself. And I'm going to see you guys on the next video. Stay smooth. Peace.